Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I am walking in the forest and today I want to talk about something. For some reason it's pretty hard because I just tried to to start 2 videos and it just wouldn't come through whatever I needed to say. But rebirth, it's kind of like, well, I don't want to say like an awakening because maybe you know what it is and I don't want to call it that, but you know, there are these situations, these things that happens in your life where you suddenly, where you kind of have this sudden change or something happens. It could be like an accident. That's kind of one of the classical ones. Like an accident, you have this trauma, maybe you lose someone, maybe you are going to, maybe you've been to or were at this party and something happened that completely changed your life, both good and bad. So I want to talk about the good ones today because bad, there's enough of those, but I want to talk about the good ones. So I have been on these camps for, it's like a 5-day camp for young people from, it was around 15 years to 20 years. And then later they pushed it to 25 because we were so many who wanted to go there. And at the first camp I had this, I don't know if I want to say revelation or this kind of rebirth. And why I kept coming back to these camps was because I realized the more I did this work, this inner work, the more I felt free. The more I felt free to be myself, the more I felt like I could understand myself better. Well, I was at that time 17 or 18 years old, so you know, but that's a teenage age. You're young and you're trying to find yourself. So that's kind of what I did, and it made me more confident because the more I worked on these parts that I didn't like, that I was very uncomfortable with, the more I learned that it's okay, the more I learned to embrace them, and that made me feel more confident. That made me feel more courageous, maybe. Just trying to explain how it feels. And why I'm talking about this now is because actually just yesterday I was talking to one of my friends from the internet. I have many friends there, and just talking to her was like this experience, like you have this, like this situation, this thing that happened in your life that just completely changed in a second, in an instant, and that's just amazing. And like I said, it felt like a rebirth. And I know this is kind of cliche what I'm talking about right now, but like I said, it feels just like freedom. The more I work on these patterns, these programs that I have learned, that you also have, we might not have the same, but we have learned these things, these programs through our life, and the more we work on those, find out who we are and whether they are true or not, and whether they should be true for us or not, it just gives so much more freedom to be yourself, to make the decisions that you want for yourself, that are good for you, because other people might not think that, and then you make a decision based on other people's advice or life experience, when what you should do is listening to yourself. But we're afraid of doing that because we are worried about what's going to happen, and then it's easier to put the blame on someone else if it doesn't. When you say it didn't work, we could say, oh, but this person told me this is their fault. It's easier to push away the blame. the shame, the guilt, all of that which comes with it. And one of the really, actually the biggest change in my life happened when I realized that I could make my own decisions, when I learned how to take responsibility. Because, well, I knew what the word was, but I actually didn't really understand it. I didn't know what it meant until this course that I have that changed my life completely. When I started to know that I could do whatever I wanted if I just wanted it, and then I did the work. Because one thing is wanting something and then not doing anything about it. So how I started was that to me it was not possible, it was not an option, until I suddenly found out that, whoa, I could do everything if I want to. I could do anything. Because there's so many people out there in the world doing what I want to do right now. So it's possible. When it's possible for them, it's possible for me. And that gives me this kind of, this feeling of freedom. And then, yes, I know there are some material things to be concerned about, or to at least take care of. But it's more the feeling that it's possible, that you know it, and that you're free to do anything you want. So freedom. What is freedom to you? Because freedom can be so many different things. And we're not talking just, financial freedom. But it could be in any way. Like, to me, freedom is to be myself. That I can be myself in this world, with any person, in any parties or gatherings with all people, that I'm not afraid to be myself, that I'm not afraid what people are gonna think. I'm not afraid of how I look, what I look like, what I say, that I'm just being me, and I'm being the best version of me that I can and that I know. So what is freedom to you? I really, really want you to reflect on this. Write it down. Get a pen and paper and start to write down, what is freedom to you, and why do you want it? What is it to you, and how can you get it? I think that is today's video. So I'm just gonna wish you an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.